Yes, children, let us proceed with the next topic. Okay, I told you about equilibrium in physical processes. Okay, what is meant by phase transformation? The same substance from one particular state, it is getting converted into another state. Okay, so that is called as phase transformation. Say, for example, ice is in the solid state, is it not? Solid to liquid, but the main content is actually water. Okay, water in the form of ice to water in the form of liquid. Same way, liquid state to gas state. Same way, iodine, which is in the solid state, you know very well, it is a violet color solid, right? And that is getting converted into iodine in the gaseous state. So these are all called as phase transformations. Okay. Now let us see the first one, that is solid liquid transformation. Now you know very well that ice and water, when it is kept in a perfectly insulated thermos flask, no exchange of heat between its contents and the surroundings that is taking place, and it is maintained at 273 Kelvin, just assume. Okay, now the ice and the water which is present inside the thermos flask, they are in equilibrium state, and there is an interesting feature that is shown by both ice as well as water. Now what happens, the mass of ice and water do not change with time, and the temperature remains constant. Which temperature you are maintaining? You are maintaining 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. So mass of ice and water do not change, but the equilibrium is not static. I always told you there is dynamic equilibrium. What is meant by dynamic equilibrium? That forward and backward reaction takes place simultaneously. Okay. Now which is the forward reaction and backward reaction? You cannot say exactly what it is. Okay. So ice is melting into liquid and liquid water is getting solidified as ice. So these are the two things that are taking place at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. That is what you say, the equilibrium is not static. It is not at, it is, nothing is taking place, you cannot say. The intense activity can be noticed at the boundary between ice and water. Molecules from the liquid water collide against ice and adhere to it, and some molecules of ice escape into liquid phase. So liquid is getting frozen to form ice, and ice is getting melted to form liquid water. Okay, and there is no change of mass of ice and water, because the rate of transfer of molecules from ice to water and the reverse transfer, they are equal at atmospheric pressure and 273 Kelvin. 273 Kelvin is what? 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now you say that ice and water are in equilibrium at 0 degrees Celsius and atmospheric pressure. Now for any pure substance at the atmospheric pressure, the temperature at which the solid and liquid phases are at equilibrium is called its normal melting point or normal freezing point of the substance. Okay, this is how you define freezing point. When the temperature at which the solid and liquid phases are at equilibrium, that is called as freezing point or melting point of that substance. Now for ice you will call it as melting point, and for liquid water you will call it as freezing point. Okay, water is getting frozen. What is the freezing point of water? 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so here the system is in dynamic equilibrium because both ice getting converted to liquid and liquid water getting converted into ice, both are taking place. That is why you call it as dynamic equilibrium. So what you infer, what you conclude, both the opposing processes occur simultaneously and both the processes occur at the same rate, so that the amount of ice and water remain constant. Okay, so these are the two characteristic features in this particular solid liquid equilibrium, right? Now let us see what is meant by liquid vapor equilibrium. Now here they are considering a transparent box carrying a U-tube with mercury. Look at this. Yes, you see a box type thing and which is attached to this unit. Okay, and what are you placing? You are placing inside anhydrous calcium chloride. What is anhydrous calcium chloride? Calcium chloride with no molecules of water of crystallization. You have studied in 10th class what is water of crystallization. So it is always CaCl2.2H2O. That means the water content, water of crystallization has been removed, then it is called as anhydrous calcium chloride, and that is placed inside this box. Okay. Same way, in another container you are having a dish which is containing water. Okay. Now let us see. So you saw a transparent box carrying a U-tube with mercury. Okay. That is manometer. Now drying agent like anhydrous calcium chloride is placed for a few hours in the box. After removing the drying agent by tilting the box on one side, slowly उसको थोड़ा सा tilt करके सिर्फ उस dish को बाहर निकालो. ठीक है? By tilting the box on one side, a watch glass containing water is quickly placed inside the box. Okay? इसको remove किया और पानी को रख दिया. It will be observed that the mercury level in the right limb of the manometer slowly increases and finally attains a constant value. That is, the pressure inside the box increases and reaches a constant value. Okay. Now, what is the purpose behind keeping anhydrous calcium chloride first? This anhydrous calcium chloride will absorb the moisture inside the box. Okay. That is why you kept it for a few hours. So, all the moisture has been absorbed by calcium chloride. Then after that, what you did? You took out the dish containing anhydrous calcium chloride. Now that box is moisture free. There is no moisture inside. Okay. Now once you take it out, then you are placing a dish containing water. Now that water will start evaporating. So you will be able to find out the vapor pressure of water because the box was totally moisture free when you kept the dish of water. Now it will be observed that the mercury level in the right limb slowly increases and finally attains a constant value. That is, the pressure inside the box increases and reaches a constant value. Also, the volume of water in the watch glass or the dish, that will also decrease. Why? Because it has got converted into vapor. Initially, there was no water vapor or very less inside the box. So you are assuming that because you kept anhydrous calcium chloride, all the moisture has been removed. Okay. So you are assuming now there was no water vapor inside initially. As water evaporated, the pressure in the box increased due to addition of water molecules into the gaseous phase inside the box. So from where the vapor has formed? The vapor has formed from water which has undergone evaporation. So the rate of evaporation is constant. However, the rate of increase in pressure decreases with time due to condensation of vapor into water. Now what happens? The water, it is going and getting collected here. Okay. The water is going and getting collected here. At one particular point of time, what will happen? There won't be any space left or there will be saturation here. So the vapor that is formed above will start condensing and start falling down. Is that clear? That is why he says the rate of increase in pressure decreases with time. So there is a level, is it not? How much it will evaporate and how much the whole container can hold the vapor. Now once it becomes saturated, what happens? The liquid, the vapor starts condensing and it starts pouring down or coming down in the form of water. So finally, it leads to an equilibrium condition when there is no net evaporation. Okay, no evaporation takes place. This implies that the number of water molecules from the gaseous state into the liquid state also increases till the equilibrium is attained. So here you say rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. That is, water in the liquid state is getting converted to water in the vapor state. And this is the equilibrium sign. So at equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the water molecules at a given temperature remains constant and is called the equilibrium vapor pressure of water, or simply vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of water increases with temperature, right? Now supposing पानी निकाल के अगर आप मिथाइल अल्कोहल रखोगे या एसीटोन रखोगे या ईथर रखोगे, then the equilibrium vapor pressures it will be different, and the liquid which has a higher vapor pressure is more volatile and has a lower boiling point. This is the concept you have to understand. Okay, the one which is more volatile has a low boiling point. Okay, now this acetone, alcohol, ether, they are all much more volatile and they all have a lower boiling point. So weaker the intermolecular forces, more volatile the liquid is. Okay, that only then it will go to vapor phase, right? When it wants to go to vapor phase, what has to happen? Intermolecular forces have to break. Okay, and in these liquids, ether, acetone and all, the intermolecular forces are very weak, so they are more volatile than water. Okay, and they all have a low boiling point, right?